saying way on my quasso, adding someone a shame crying, then someone re-remo, a beboy and pie every mine. Na yɛhyɛ aseɛ no mɛsrɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛfa hymnals no na yɛde akɔ 537. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan anigyesɛm nsɛm a soro dɛ wɔ mu. Nea meyɛ ne nea mekɔ nyinaa no, Nyame nsa da so kyerɛ me kwan. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan anigyesɛm nsɛm a soro dɛ wɔ mu. Nea meyɛ ne nea mekɔ Nyame nsa da so kyerɛ me kwan. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan, n'ankasa nsa na ɛkyerɛ me kwan. Meyɛ n'akyi afisɛ Nyame nsa kyerɛ me kwan. So there be up, so can be more, so there be in the true moon. So standing open to Nisa no da sutra mi kwan. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan, n'ankasa nsa na ɛkyerɛ me kwan. Mɛyɛ n'akyi afisɛ Nyame nsa kyerɛ me kwan. Ura meso Wonsa no mu na mi rini komo me ye kom adini na mu isa Nyame nsa kyerɛ me kwan. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan, n'ankasa nsa na ɛkyerɛ me kwan. Mɛyɛ n'akyi afisɛ Nyame nsa kyerɛ me kwan. Sɛ meyɛ me fam adwuma sɛ wodom ti me di kuni. Owu sɛmpo miri suru Yordan mu Nyame kyerɛ me kwan. Ɔkyerɛ me kwan, n'ankasa nsa na ɛkyerɛ me kwan. Mɛyɛ n'akyidifo aba fisɛ Nyame nsa kyerɛ me kwan. Amen. Pastor Mine sits as
Amen.
Yenija was read was sick in any way. It was sick. I don't know who brought a quan sign. And then the moon waboy and home buying and certain carboni biara. Yeni abusina da sotin kwam. Yeni asafu menina da sotin kwamwa, nay a 1 hour in you may so a ye and come ding, na same come ding. And you may any woman now see. Yes, so I hear you more. Hwehwɛ akoma mu yɛmfo nso nyinaa fa kyɛn na ɛtew yɛn ho firi nneɛma a ɛnte nyinaa ho. Anwummere yi yɛsrɛ na wasiesie yɛn akoma nsɛm a wonam w'akoa so de brɛ yɛn yi nyɛ nsɛm a anwummerɛ bɛboa yɛn wɔ yɛn asetena mu. Ka yɛn ho w'akoa anwummerɛ nso wayi no sɛ ɔne yɛn nkasa. Yɛde ne rehyɛ wo nsa. Yɛsrɛ wo ma wakasa afa ne ho. Yɛsrɛ wo ma waka ne ho. Yɛsrɛ wo na nsɛm a anwummerɛ wopɛ sɛ wo mma yɛte no fa ma w'akoa na wɔmfa ma yɛn. Yɛda wo ase anwummerɛ yi nim sɛ woka yɛn ho. Yɛwie a yɛbɛsan yi w'ayɛ atontom nea woayɛ ho. Yɛda wo ase sɛ woatie yɛn. Firi sɛ yɛbisa wɔ Agyenkwa Yesu Kristo din mu nti. Amen.
Amen.
Nyame ma yɛsan ma yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho akɔ aba bio ɛba yɛn kwasiada adesua a yɛsua no ɛwɔ Queens Ghana District Women Ministry district yi yɛsua na yɛnim sɛ kwasiada biara no yɛba a yɛyɛ nhyira. Anwummerɛ yi nso so no deɛ Nyame ɛnam n'akoa so de brɛ no ɛyɛ sononko paa yie. Mɛsrɛ sɛ wo line no womute na mute ne ma yɛn. Eberedu na eduru questions and answers ne contributions a wobɛtumi abie atom na afei wode wo mu a ɛne w'asɛmmisa aba. Nti anwummerɛ yi Nyame asiesie n'akoa a ɛyi nyinaa yɛ kunu, ɛyi nyinaa yɛ nuabarima, ɛyi nyinaa yɛ wɔfa. Ɔpanin Philip Ofori Yɛntumi. Ɔpanin Philip Ofori Yɛntumi. Ɔpanin asiesie no ho na yɛn nso yɛnim sɛ yɛn nyinaa nso yɛasiesie ho. Na anwummerɛ yi deɛ ɔne yɛreka no ɔse silence is not an option. Silence is not an option. Ɔpanin Yɛntumi deɛ ɛyɛ a metaa tie no na ɛyɛ a na ɔtaa ɛkasa ɛfa mental health ho paa yie. Na menim sɛ ɛnnɛ nso so dwumadi a Nyame nam no so de ma yɛn no yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛyɛ nhyira ɛwɔ mu. Nti Nyame nka yɛn ho. Ɔpanin Philip Oma ne wo nuammaa ne nuammarima mo yɛayɛ ready. Igyae hama. That's it.
Mipacho Mr. Bedase. Eji before me mamunyina adwo esa emamo akwaba ebio edeba edwumedie so. Emse menimu ehia ye ache kakra. Dwumedie no adoso. Nti we say I've always given a reason why, not an excuse, but a reason why I may available. We shall more find me. And ultimately I say and soundy ye papa. Menya could be for the last 3 weeks on person beko, but when you say never so beko. But never heard the way I could na head there. I was a pembre and be as an afiaso. And see do a holding in you papa, but Yakopon a beshen when you yamna the opese no more channels no wonsa aka. Intimate was Sibi was a motonsa a frame. And then the ever become herself no said no silence is not an option. Why is it not an option? Yeah, Shasi enfi last week the pastor day and a can no various forms of abuse and and if we're talking about abuse, then we can also say you cannot be silent when we're talking about abuse, right? Say a physical, say emotional, financial, sexual, all of that. If you on my bit my cool either say wo and now you're the victim of the abuse, and also say unim obia ya abuse, and I know say various questions came last week. So when you're being a day near the pastor and no and to me san komupi. But me the jinaso na me the akase ye the yen to aso fa ya dishe ye eho. Na last week we met Pastor Deno crime and I said mommy some memories of so many things. Don't do na nim there, but who's other impending for say ebani say omo kan sembia oh ana osofo ibia bra na all be kwai no oh the asofo na wa hare bebre na no ye people that they grew up with they have that connection and association. And if pastor then I was like this makes my say oh osofo day tell me near war fan corner right because so he's more than a brother. For like we lived around the same neighborhood for so many years. We have too many memories that goes back. And yeah, I had a because of myself. You will share our memories from those days. But the American consider say at least it gives me that you say, oh, Mr. Mitchell say, oh, also for the bra. You know, I don't know whether it makes me feel old, and I say it makes me feel accomplished, and I say but it gives me the happiness. And Misa energy, no, and Ahokano. And the day of Kupwasi, oh, be our dear Ababedu. I think that we all come from far, in one way or the other. So Yonko and Adishale so Yonko and Adishale so silence is not an option. Why is it not an option? We say we live in a world that you reasi a nema bebre air course. You reasi bi mu a or how ahodo air course. You reasi mu a yarewa ahodo so air course. Esa the sent in say di bebre na ye bebre you going to suffer a lot. Ye bebre e wo ye din yum. Abra na ebia emwa ewo honom ema yen. Enti ehia se yetimi seek help. Ehia se ewo se yetimi eni obi ka ho asem. It is because silence is not an option. Na me pa che say eba de say mental health na ewo insusa so awodo bebre ewo yeso. And if you look at it carefully, I will just look at a few statistics. If you really followed me, you realize I'm not too big on statistics because you remember all the statistics and then any impact be our so soon in for so sir. And even person yeah assembly won't assume mumuji. Now one can wait me and decided on how you use the information. But anaka crasobwa because about the background, the concept, of the value of asema yeka. And you will say 46% of people who died by suicide, and I say who died from suicide, had a known mental health condition. Now you say or more adwumu apomuden a problem bi emu ohabo echichemu aduanan ensia 46%. That is almost half of those individuals, right? But a man attempted suicide more than a member, but a member ewu from suicide is so more. Let's also note to say the younger population, right, between the ages of 13 to 21 age, is the vast majority of the population that dies from suicide. And it's something that affected your mebunu pay into bibia I was say ni etimi ekuhu. Ana ebane yare we binum to say bipolar, schizophrenia na. These patients are more likely to die from suicide. Excuse me, they are more likely to die from suicide. Enti say obi wo yare wano ahodo bia ni bia na ehia say ema yeni ekunu. Na obi bebusa say na yarewa ahodo ikrampa yeka ho asem no ene de we he. I don't know whether to ask say se mo betimi o mute a na obi akasa say yeka mental health. What are the two biggest ones are all tight? The way pa and I are all tight was say yeka mental health was
Depression.
Depression. And no eka pa eka ho. Ana the no next person.
Bipolar.
Bipolar. Very good. Very good. And also ranking very high. Mepe ba ku bi na afiri ato aso.
Achona dwene nye adwuma.
Right. Okay, now you adwuma. And then very, very broad, and that is a bibi a metimi aka no kwa ho asem for another presentation. Unze paper ni say mental health. I agree kwesi obi anadwe nye adwuma so. But really, it is not a diagnosis. Enye yare ba ku bi di, right? A classification a tidy man perform more mental health issues. But ya boy no so no mama castle say it is not true. And you know, Cressa say, but say, obi all mental health once a man, and I doing any agreement. There be what is our same way, many are mad, but few are unclothed, right? I don't say the word term mad, and I say the mental health fraternity, with the usage, and encouraged. But me can't see ourselves so. Do na wo adwemu apomuden ho nsem. Enso kakra bi na yehu omo se omo adwen enye adwuma, quote unquote. Okay, enti no na ehu hia se yebesua saa nyoma we say no say betimenya emunti ase. Anything the silence is not an option, because if you don't know, then you won't be able to talk about it. Tinimdia me manfo ninti. Okay, yeah, fast also. Nimdia me manfo ninti. Enti de ehu hia se yenya se nimdie no. Na se be ya yebetumi de aka ho asem na edi ho nkomo. Okay, enti aka depression, aka bipolar. Another condition very, very leading when it comes to mental health conditions, anxiety. So anxiety. And you want to be brave. Enti yesha through depression, right? Enti se aka so be a depressed, ye patch say. The patch ni na say obi a ase ne ra ho. Waboto. And as I said, nothing can any hope, papa, right? And you know, obuoduma areho is not depression. Ebi amera hope for a moment. There has to be time frame associated with it. And you know, say miracle, atobeno reasonably in a time frame, no, and no necessarily depression, but then it has to continue for a certain time. And areho and but areho to aswa. Then you can say, yes, you are getting depressed. And then you can say, and as obviously depressed, was the only atenka, and as say only a pepper, so or the baby you loss of interest or pleasure in activities once they enjoy. A bread, baby, and maybe in any home. And the appetite, and so it doesn't a corn ready, and also say a money did on pleasure eating. Hey, it's saying, Ubon say it leads to weight loss or weight gain. Okay, and have trouble sleeping or sleeping too much. I'll be away depressed, Ubon failure or that dodo, and also say on to be in that atuna agree and the kodana, right? And a loss of energy, and I say increased fatigue, and maybe now bread. Next one is increase in purposeless activities. You be on my audio out in say. But I be and shed and touchy, but who know ye. And now a do pepper so be it was a do pepper so be. Now after the any say on dimu, only self-worth, And now or feel guilty. Ye mean tea, me bush no asema to only mean tea, me bush mean tea, a matter be as a baby I may die will be into a mamma ninja, right? Feeling of that self-worth, and when they say do some purpose, now for the air call the thought of suicide, Yeah, we are say crime be ye deni. Me kwame now why me pa na tete me yeah we have all those feelings and in the same case, and you say do some purpose dia na chese edu echi pay ye also you 200 more in temper, right? Abophobia no we if you do more single parents, mommy, we're raising the twins. No, we are twins, yes. And at that point, no, we're 18 years old. Or more about Kobe so ma, I don't want to live anymore. Sa assembly say no, ya sema disheartening, right? Itu akuma pay, and ya bibia obi biara episode. And we say obia otimimpo ebien no ekache ne mame. It so happens, he said, so many times, among Kamoshe, Ubemuna, Wayeb de Hubibi, and Sana, when we said no go through BBC. Eti Ewunia said we understand and know these symptoms. It's a seasonal woman, I'll talk about seasonal affective disorder. Now, seasonal affective disorder, no, condition there is more like depression, right? But then it's associated to the season. Until who say New York on why you know, say Saturday muno that is ebante. Until we have shorter days and longer nights. Esa say esumu bante musuntino ema edumedia hudo bia na yetimi di ne summer no no yetimi ndi ene ye di kan. The tosu mienu light is a source of life, right? Into the abra a high war no na enuma e blossom na flowers sisi so and your activities because no and my body no naturally responding to it. It gives us that happy moments, we have more of those. But she said that Sunday no shut it down. We have 4, right? Everything is going down, everything is falling. In reality, go activities in air falling, right? Until they say, "Who do media bigger?" Either say would before the winter or fall, and also says, "So bet to me, actually, yeah, what the spring, late spring or summer, right?" Because the piano air confirm around this time. Inside the sense, a time my depression so also around this time of the year. Okay. Now I hear the next one, anxiety. Excuse me. For more function now. What they have. Okay, and it's about the sense of you or anxiety so boss or restless. Na after no home so kaka, right? And excessive sweating. A sign anxiety no one into no one in semi no for. And I feeling constantly on the edge. And maybe I say BB Babesi. And my name to me ain't take it time and concentrate and gain your maybe home. Or a sign say, Tembiano, they have that racing thoughts. I can no ending them, sir, because they are anxious. Most enough in the wire irritable. Bibiki to a beer, not the buafu, ever home. It is sometimes, almost only a big castle. Anka enye bufuo so enso be hu no da onipa koro ne bu afu ewo ho obi asend me message bi and never mention and it's a joy to see people like that on and listening medase unia medase. Okay, and insomnia after we were on to me na right. And insomnia no you 2 forms. Ogo they have difficulty falling asleep or difficulty staying asleep. Right? It will go on my head day so better. It will go on so now. After the order and check. No, sorry. Me say no ne and akrokro actually go on my after the gususia. It was some problems ni na e wo ho no aside the anxiety they have or the depression, right? Now aside anxiety no they have this irregular heartbeat. Nakuma no ebo ne peri. And Ebanesa, now who said Yakumano as airborne, then it carries, I don't want to get too scientific, but Ebanesa na Emma Moja no idea for Sunny ye. And Emma Yahume Susi so. So after the Wakumano embo at the normal pace, not after the airborne terminal, Emma Moja na ese a quart full cycle, no na assistant Moja way muno, Emma ne massa. Ana esa so say ebo periperi no so ntino e ma ye home no afedi ensiso until it gets to a point where you get short of breath afedi also humi a ensiso na eyo say ewiase nyina come down on you, right? Enti e ma ehu bi eba also eno na say bia wo tipie bi mu na o pese o de ho o pese o fi mu no, right? Esa that fear of impending doom no, right? I don't go on to say, onya be a news or anything like that. Let's be anxious. Obi on a malignant stomach ache or a diarrhea. The emotional Emma after the esinium, right? And to was oh yeah, the emotion is an hour semeba. Just oko yusu bathroom as I yes, I really accept the 7 for money or best right? Hey, and that anxiety, it becomes very, very intense at once. And about the sana, I was saying it me a 2 home and more enter. Okay. Anna, share another one. Obisuka bipolar. It's share no so. It's say I can say bipolar. A baby you wrongly. I think wrongly would be a safe word to use. You're using it wrongly. Once a while, I know especially around you 4 say no. About some nice days. Oh, after the 3-4 hours later, then went and asked Sunday where you knew. Yes, yeah, when I do a bipolar, Papa. As I said, we had that nice period, and after the Musa, and Pepe say, Anna, a bit no time, I said, men can't say no credit. If we don't take us bipolar, right? We associate this condition usually to the woman because it was come on, no, right? The other factors, hormonal factors, and all that, but I don't know necessarily bipolar. Oh, but SI mood swings now a one meeting. Therefore, say I got the symptoms of bipolar now, mood swings, one of it. Okay. And we're talking about silence is not an option. Why? Because if we know these things now, yet me a cap wasem that a boy so am I yet me a CK treatment. Okay. What are some of the other symptoms? Lack of sleep. Mood swings in after they emanate mean that baby they feel like they have this extra energy. Also multimedia baby. Who said whenever you have energy, it has to be burnt, and then you regenerate other ones, right? And you know what's an adjocrampo no nothing and then every if you want deep cleaning activities and all that. And you know, for some people, obvious symptoms are different, but for some people, once the whole day, no other 2 hours. So go on about 3 days after they no other 4 hours, right? And about the sound of that, or won't feel some my breasts because they have this extra burning energy that they keep going. Right? I don't go on say but they say manic now. And let me talk about the bipolar. No, it is more of mania and depression. Okay, may the words are there example there, but say kind of scientifically now that is the description. Depressive mood and manic mood. And you know, what's a buffer now for the apostle, no buffer, no apostle. And there were different forms of bipolar. And since at the end, you may find the general one or say, it's a say bit my drama in an emerson and quote. And as they get manic, you know, once after a man is spending more because of impulsivity, you know, say BBC is what I was saying. In the end, so autonomy maybe on shade here. Sikano crumple sometimes is a problem, but as I cry, woman. Credit cards are accessible. Within a few hours, you can have access to one and start using. We go more and night on a normal day or using this, but when they get money, after the Obehuna or Tifiena, Amazon, Adaroma, any online shopping, it becomes so easy. Now, after your shopping, make I say be patient, but for me catch they say, oh, now or money face. I don't catch and say, offer the cards, no, and money by and to honor, right? Say, you will not have access to all those cards. I'm not catching so, yeah, that is a very good idea. I never thought about it that way. But here's the problem, though. Most of my cards are linked to my accounts. And you know, really, I don't need the physical card. No, say, honey, I said, oh, and you know, maybe you may have to have your computer taken away from you. Sometimes, yes, if it comes down to that, we have to do it. Okay, and you know, sometimes SAB will dispose of some of the cards, as or a trusted person, but the rest of them a trusted person. It also now, yes, you have to stay off the internet, you have to stay off your computer, whatever it takes to be an OCA. And by the social be a man, sometimes you find them wearing very bright colors. Right? Inside the mania, you know, BBR becomes explosive, BBR becomes magnified. A tie a gown. And so Mumudu Amunim Councillor Lutrans, or Ghana, right? Now every broadcast TV, so and if you know him, you know how he says his stuff. I don't care, so a man I almost share bright wigs, you know, I don't know, and a more mental problem. And most people, of course, if you don't really understand some of the things, Papa. And of course, the media went after him, right? But in reality, me pabucho me do say my program there, me can't say ocean weakness, brown, green, red, near dinner or bipolar. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. And me shall remember Mufi has it and was started diagnosing for Philip or bipolar into no shares are waking best level. Many problem per was already. Me person many problem with you. We go a program will be now for Pebiche me or say, hey, Abranti, no ye program na ye 1 week ntie no Zoom so online na Saturday me ko no. Uno abe program one video bi ayo so wo mental problem but I say papa mi nimu mi mbo udinda me nka wase baby a. O si da bi wan ka masem but description of the man after them obi aye intimate be shemo. Me mi efi ha enko diagnose obi a. E ade na esua na etimi e dey seek treatment and I say dey aboa. So back to the wild bright colors, right? Sometimes, as we get in that manic phase, once and nitina kasano onye die bisa na hodom na afide orange, red and red, ne esisusa, right? In the eka the manic phase, And a also that they have the pressured speech. Also okasa, as a okasa hariso. Ana ne kasa no sunmu aha. And sometimes it comes to flight of ideas. Or kasa will say NCC so or she bibiase on we no akofa bibi for no ka ho asem. Right? Meaning say ebi ameka say no me kasa antem kakra de ba mpacho media no enye precious speech, enye manic symptom. Me pese mitimi wie mra no wait me busa mo questions. Right? So mo anything na e ma me kasa in terms and it also comes with inflated self-esteem. And that inflated self-esteem, and the amount did you may dear Pia, what you want to say, so I didn't pan the Bemana yet doing. Because Ojinu said, or was I said, or a supernatural being, until you maybe on mobile me. Until they go on a wild goose chase, they take very risky behaviors, they do very impulsive activities. And sometimes it's very risky. And it's part of why people with bipolar disease, say they are attempting suicide, they are more successful. Because the risk level, like a normal okay? And sometimes they also go on purposeless activities and hypersexual activity, right? And to the say, Obu Onoma, Sabiona, or Manica, na a Jamambono, a why hypersexual? Make a society as here. No, I hypersexual. And this is a social media conversation that's been going on for years. So it's safe for me to make that reference. Sebeya, ye beti as CNT, and yes, I made the diagnosis will be another medical once. But so what follow Ghana news there's a lady, your friend Abna Koko, right? And she shared it so many times. When she gets into the manic phase now, she goes through that. And it happens in the church too. In the pastor, church board meetings, baby, na ya na mo fry subofon came no. If you hold my and share the root cause of it, because it may be say they are going through something which is leading them to do those activities. A bit more out of some of your board meetings, the emergency meetings, the subofon came. Okay. About this anxiety now, it was various types. It was various types. But me in Kumu Bebre, it's a rate to be perceived to be questions more. If it's linked to any of those, mayano, right? But your panic attack, agoraphobia, social anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder. Okay. But as I said, with anxiety, my example back would be. With all of that. But other anxieties also includes claustrophobics, people with animal phobias, situational phobia, or going on to be fly over a bridge, or going on to be in a plane. People who have these anxieties goes beyond that. To say animal phobia, me say no, but I've lived with dogs before, right? But me need the phobia for it, but it's just that me I'm between cat and dog, I'll choose a cat. Right? But they have this phobia to where so Ohu Kramana every give you the best channel. And as I said, the way of reacting, it is very extreme, and that is the phobia, which is a form of anxiety. It was also environmental phobias, and it was also now needles, blood injections, and all that. But example back one, a person with them na after me try to buy a really good questions. They say, who say a sorry? Question for me, you say more back in person and access to more Zoom. But someone yanko ya mobile. If not, every animal call. Obu more ba sorry, oba relatively early. But oba so on penny mutina. Metiasia pay ye. Sebeya, I sorry never she kama. Yentimi cross na emane and disturb service inti yenina yentina in this order. But be an agoraphobia, which is the fear of not being able to exit in a dangerous situation, right? And to my dream, no, bibi besi na esi be an to me and feared. And to me, person it's not bang a pronano. Okay, obu also be no social anxiety. And to penny mutina, penny padudomu, obu also a claustrophobic. And to the be an dining musa, yakwasaba school discussion. Or no musa kakra. Enti ne se wo kase no kwatse fifi honom sana I me say ewiase ni nyina no ebu mi so enti ne pese betina ebe echi kakra, right? But dikin for metmase e wose musu ye modwuma woni oshes no yedam ase ene adwuma wo ye because edin enti pose na afide ye munko animo na migusu to no ne aba bebo ma beti Philip yes ye nko anim ona afide ni asa aba be ho which increases my anxiety. Etu afide obo de be ni se me pie me be bio anyame neni but se ba ni se me be bio after say obi atena se na afide de one my ma na afide cho no metima atena ho no na matena eti me ka kwa kosi se sometimes we have to understand people, we have to see where people are coming from and be able to help them. And ye nyina de ye mu bi wono ya aso de pacho mu de mu njai but obi wo ho no so na ebia no wa some form of anxiety binti a ema no intimate na bia ye person otena se ba ne sa na ye nti ase na ye excuse you na intimate na bia or ye comfortable. It's better for me to come to church with a peace of mind and be able to enjoy service than for me to be forced and then increase my anxiety to go sit somewhere I mean you're comfortable and during the whole service one year and it may lead me to also have some behaviors notice now after I say the cry because me who say yeah me told him that I said I may say also some who you my dream no me some enti after the emma me comfortable say me ba sorry because yeah I want to say me to one my say also right over say yeah me makobo na ma beto no na me say also and I say me we akrante na eja me also one of them check hey it's all in my head but the make a question say you know maybe one my yeah affect afoforo. So why is silence not an option? As we worry about things like that, excuse me, if you can do something about the situation, why worry about it? If you cannot do anything about the situation, then why worry about it? If you can, then why not also fix it, right? I know it's a cliche, but it's very true. So but sometimes no enya me pese me di hu ya opi esa te bia me wo munti ana ema ne basa enti no ni nyina emu no make akwa kosi se we have to teach, talk and treat, and that is why silence is not an option. And we say ye church say de miye na fi de yetimi edi hu nkomo esa se hu nimdie edoso from a church nti enti no se koba ne se me ba sure dem na fi de ye hye me se me nko anim na bitimi ka che dikin ne se me so esai intimate me nko a dikin ni no ebeti mase otimase no ankodwe se esai se be ma bodam ana so se matin kese ana so akwano na dwemu na hono oh na ma na enkodwe sa esai ti ase ye nyina ye nyanti na after the kodru pempe so bia means me manager it becomes comfortable and easier for me to seek treatment. It is very important that we do all this. I'm saying akayesima kakrebi, but when we talk about psychosocial systems that have worked for us, I always say this anywhere I go. It's very important that we take notes. Yeah, Ghana for and then there be a program be on the local church where I asked they say why is it important to go to a Ghanaian SDA church and not just an SDA church, right? You maybe a boy. A structured family system, which is the extended family system. Yaba America into me, right? But mommy say, sir, extended family system, no. Bibia for so many years, and it continues to have value in this day and age. Which of Bolivia here beside the bush of penny anyway. But as our bush of penny now, or uncle be our auntie be our what cousin be our or be your brother, be your sister, was sorry, no, and what be your ma here. And what be all ma here on sa etmika. And she should be you benefit from it because of the structure system. And Kofa, do what I knew Ghana and will also bear me out to say, and Ben Pino, so here be there, there's always someone available to assist you. Me say no, me I always say this because Roma say me ba say no, Jamia Maduma me starting your more friend say child care in this country is no joke. Having a daycare and also say babysitter is a burden on its own. People lose their job because needs a daycare system and also say they cannot afford, right? But maybe you know, me can't say no babysitter that. There is someone available and accessible to assist. Your faith is also important. Okay, sorry, is a treatment on its own. Recreational time. No was in there yet, or penny 40 or more cat a some chair, no more cat Nina a bois. But then also you're very important. You are what you eat. And eating Adventists are big on diet. And then identify what you enjoy doing and make sure say you engage in it. But we are when in every let's just still no say we hear more. That goes back to the treat part, you know. Seek a professional therapist or a psychiatrist so that you can be managed with medication. Namaka said it is okay to have Christ and to have a therapist or a psychiatrist. Medabase, the best say, as a Musebia or Honoma, you bet to me, Eddie Abana, Yabua, Eyano, America, okay.
Yo, Doctor, Jedawasi. Na Masambisa Edikan and say, Senya, watch your afa stress and anxiety. Sir, almost a view of that situation. Na one Ekasasa Nasa Ontie de Peso and one or ya. But your convention necessary within a fa.
Okay. A crime also now was ordinary. The only thing they said, who says any problem, the best person to help with the problem is myself. I'm going for maybe too hard now my answer. Okay. The best person to help with the situation to begin with is myself. And I was a minya sa entiasiel. The edikai. Anna, a crime so now also bet me the nafa. And they say only bedi the all cool through no a home como, right? The idea I make a check for said, please do not ever go to anyone with any diagnosis. Hey, Uncle Alfred, I say that's why you're depressed. When you're yet depressed now, then they have that mental blockage, amount. Because not dream, what categorizing to a certain group that he or she does not think they belong to. Oh, and about the sapeno, wash till down, the over Kebiano on Papa. And to the ABA, Uncle Alfred, now say, dear, as a wabble, ye come be a you one pa. Say, walk up here, Yasha, see, Ikeshia, na Yasha, na ye do come, but me, and as a mu or no. Oh, and as so, Chelsea, and so, Lucy, Kaube Tromoka, because Ebiana, we a city fan, and I said, as not fast, because this is the more that all. Right? But me, sports was it until it becomes a subject of concern. Who said when you're talking about symptoms, it's difficult for one to deny because it is like obvious. So we jump into diagnosis, then it becomes more like categorization, and then they block you. And they toss you, a brown in a doom come after the Santias and a baby. Now, after the old one, should be went to me at the man. It's either like steps be obeyed to me take a fear DB, I'll bet me about food to a punch be not the man. Say yes, I should after the SO seeking help. When yes, oh, you are a psychiatrist be. Use a certain words, it's a stigma. If you use certain professions and titles, once again, they have that barrier. But if you are minimum be, say they be a kind of you come or you be minimum be. And if you are minimum be obey me about or what you be say. Until some where how you could right? Hey, now after the asha say if you want kakaka. Until how over building or no. Ebe determine how I'll bet was. But meaning the question no see say my year winning next or say yeah made a day. At that point, if they are not in danger to themselves or somebody else, don't me anyway.
Yo, Doc, yeah, that was it. Yami Inshra.
Right, you. Another question.
Okay, but your question be my maybe be fast as schizophrenia no. But your area again it to be a cause.
Yo, so about the case now, there are different causative factors, just as other mental health conditions. And in general, genetics, which is the biggest factor. And if you make us say if you, but it will feel be make us say no feel be more. Say even diabetes, genetics, hypertension, genetics, and the reason why medical conditions say first still be sure be yes, you can say yare bi on ma. Say yare no mo diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol. They be under mental health conditions there, which goes back to the stigma, right? It will make up say yare one what do need be ma say genetics, right? And genetics is one factor. The other factor which research has shown is demographics and so crap come be I would say for do crop when it's so cluttered quality of life being but you need at the crop pot one particular thing like I say, oh, wait there that it's these factors. And it is the nature and the nature. Your bosu and war things you are exposed to. Some other things that sometimes also triggers drugs. Uncle, may you are.
Yeah, but already, man. Now, my last question. Maybe Sally said, "Sad you man, what can you know? Our spiritual background, yeah."
Maybe I could see that a presentation. Maybe you'll be able to answer question. We say spirituality and mental health always counts. So now, me you are no say. Esa say Nyankopon nti bonsa wo hono. Esa there are always any bia ye fi ne there's always that belief he said there are spiritual components to these conditions, right? But me kind of say spirituality is not limited to mental health conditions. Because maintain say obeying hypertension na yakaso spiritual na. And also obeying hypercholesterol yakaso spiritual na. But a comparison your mental health condition na fi dey educate spiritual so. Until me you are no me can say spiritual issues ni no. I'm not going to say that, and I'm not getting into that. But the make a consider so say yare ankasa so wo ho no. Enti no say obonsam entimi etoma because mate say your friend ento yare. Say obonsam timi etoma then enye mental health nkwa no beto ama. Then it could be any other thing. Enti the day me tie can say ye bom pa ye ewo ye ro ye ro ahodo ho no. Ye seek professional treatment so. But you say you epepi say kwode say obi ewo hypertension na say ya worse na wanya crisis bi no so ofia the be ne say sometimes from where come na ye ma pai body get too much in the conversation but ebe say oh numintri and I say numedro we say and I say ko hu doctor right but say ko bani say obi enya schizophrenic yipe and I say obi enya mental health condition pe na fi dia kwakoye ekojina pai bon kwanso that is where may you and to always let's also understand that so let's also understand that there are also that factors. Okay, Obia Sedimen says schizophrenia makes people behave, talk, and feels as if they are possessed. Hence, our community normally takes it to be demon possession. Yes, it's true. When they're having the hallucinations, the paranoia, the delusions, and that now it presents as such, right? And but they make a question say those symptoms are not demonic possessions, right? But they are like mental health conditions. I can say LCCK. It make a question say yamon paye, but yes, seeking professional treatment. So a baby, one the Omako prayer camp, near the Omabo dream. Now exposed to the harsh weather. It's that exposure to the harsh weather into bono, area bono. Now if you pneumonia, then they die from the pneumonia. Whatever check. And mommy are looking at a holistic treatment, and they make a question and they say, maybe if I agree and go see say a year demonic possession, and as I say, a bonsam yarenko. Now you're seeking professional treatments, and it will also help with the stigmatization. But that was it.
My question is nyawo si ni nyina no ebetimi abasa nipa bia o wasasi so e wo mental health kakra na because yana yesro nyema bi to say nyawo so first.
Okay, so when you look at the data, 1 in 4 has a mental health condition. And you don't say, say 40 and nipa 10 they will be. And I say are likely to have it, right? So it could be more, it could be less. And that is what at least the statistics say. And so say it will be. And I say be. We have something we call the traits versus the illness. Say you want to swallow, and they say you want yare, right? And yes, we may have the traits of one or the other. I'm saying minimum personality disorders one pain. See kaya and rate mark was. And they say yeah, treating personality disorder, you realize they say by the time a baby obia onimbiano baby dinashe. But the only thing they say, so how much of it is predominant in the person or to become their personality versus their trait. And yes, we may all have some level, we all have the risk level, but then any nibenya yarewa ahodolibi. Man pacho muda.
The pacho me that's it.
Pacho. All right.
Okay, Pacho.
Oh, the ladies first, Pacho Kasasana Bemanama.
Pacho, let me put you this fair. Like I said, Nipa Boana, Yenu Mushiano, the year do a while now, 1 more year, nay, maybe a high cosona. That or more mental health, new name. And I am a follow my same serious, ma. Ye money may be higher or nipper be more allowed.
And okay, a bit more is a symptom of their condition they have. Near a funny person, as I knew my unity. A bit more also, I want to move or more day. You know how I can, papa. Only many people move for right? No more day, yes, we have to set limits with them. But then back to the Indian, the understanding of all of this, and that is why silence is not an option. Because who maybe who India, so obi ya who baby ofiba, and a guardian one casa, and one casa who buy. Say be ya how bebre, react bebre, overreact. Now wait me up I control the situation and reduce certain problems that we have in our community. My
last question. My last question is depression. Multiple actions, multiple negative actions, single negative action between due to depression.
And all. I know the answer is very short, but that is what it is. And all. It could be single, it could be multiple. Obo ma semba kope will send them to a depressive crisis. And I also said, like to say season, it makes my mobile depressed. It's just seasonal, right? Spring never flowers never betiako. But obu also na and you may be at what was so na manaba. Obu also a genetic, and you know it runs in their family, they have the predisposition, their risk level is very high, so it may happen. Coupled with maybe an BBS says, end all.
Thank you so much.
Sure. All right.
Doc, you care about the causation of depression and the hormonal changes or a factor now.
Yes, a big factor. Oh, sorry, reduce you.
Yeah, go.
Me patcha hormonal changes a factor. I was the time I do bipolar and I make a man, and that was jokingly though, but true. Hormonal changes, it may affect our moods. There were a couple of patients that every month around that time of the month, that time of the month, they will have crisis, psychiatric crisis, every time around that time of the month, without failure. Until the hormonal changes now, and the other one, postpartum depression. So we have postpartum blues, postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis, right? And yes, Nina also it's me a camel. But I don't know what's that. Pacho Antiama, makes me a
Yo, me pacho, that's the opinion. Me question is, yeah, what you chrome, no, sir, addition, yeah, dear, not say, yen see that, and see, not yen who, but I have Uncle School, and I said, well, yeah, you or hospital, and I said, nothing for the other there. Where you depressed, why you say, which to say, yeah, you chrome one, yen fine, yes, and what if I need your okay number. Is it a high abandon a simian, so where you saw and I say, you chrome no so a woman a dear one a young.
Your hobby, your baby, but a new man can crack a crabby. Anna, Emma, and ID baby. Who's the time about this psychosocial support system that work for us, right? Those things, as safeguarding yang sebeya and my vulnerable into a man in daddy baby. Put a ma example we say boa. A brand na COVID in my na life as normal. No. You will be brain now. We didn't have some of these symptoms like the baby boss you need baby. A brand COVID the buy anymore. I won't pay, won't go school, won't go park in the some of us had some symptoms, right? Mekamo.
Yeah.
Hey, and sir, new money few honoma, now for the apa want to right? And I don't know back. They toss you, you no so And maybe we don't pay too much attention to until say a dredge. But one, the psychosocial support system is safeguarding me. Two, and you may go on hospital. Right? And three, data collection is also a problem. And say statistically, you went back so nipa do say it was say nipa do say it was say nessa the money you need that data not to back it. And data related to America, right? Because America has an asset to the West. They have the time, the resources, and all of that to do that data collection, interpretation, and the use in treatment. But then besides the other parts, which is the stigma, associated to all these things, and my so this was so cramped now on Camuase. Into na say a new honomosa. What's my say? But a honomba. Depression or schizophrenia or anxiety or bipolar or autism or ADHD or Mintraso as a radio. Yo.
My question is in a situation one who say this particular person, your country won't see, and answer this particular place because I don't mean your mighty. And if you are really depressed and answer really anxious. What do you advise? Say the papa no best distance on more if no more another they are no uncle view. And what's the best way to treat such situation?
Okay, so with the trigger, yeah, then it's very, very make us say easy, but it helps. So when the trigger, it helps because we do other couple in India, air course them to be depressed. If you want man, their course is very remote that they can't even link it to it. But so then what you said is right. You advise yourself. Minyawa may also madam also. Into the same copy say and a trigger me and as you say always triggers. The decay. It is a place. Is it a place I can avoid going? Because if you want maybe I can avoid. Maybe a workplace. Sorry, a museum. Two, is it something I can discuss with them? Right? And maybe I'm a bad sorry, I change now, but anymore it causes a problem. Makes me chief akasa, chief deacon. Akasa now I near Sati because my best people needed it. In Tibiana or no and no do means I'm also the boss of the year. Intimidate kasa, it solves the problem, right? And then essentially says be just sorry but makes me know Makana I and as you say, dream will be believe me, and as you say, somebody picks on me, somebody intimidates me, and as I said, there's a situation which causes my depression or anxiety. Makes me know what I'm saying. Oh, and the kind. Let's realize is there a place I was a question. Two, is this something I can discuss with them? Three, what else can I do? In Tibia, meet me no more counsel, and I say my counsel, but then the response is like, and then you meet me. If you want to say I need to so. Everybody says, sorry, yes, me person ba sorry 9 o'clock and I say 9:30 that early. But me also I mean to mean to learning. Indeed, I say I will start with the front because of economy and also. Me share that for the anxiety me ya more. At that time, it means say dependent also. Then I change my position. No, I have a snatch. One every channel. Indeed, of course about school, but I meant to not baby and never say I beside you of course about school. One every channel. Then I change my position, go sit by the door. Because it's an independent also. And yes, those are some of the things you consider whatever it is and then see what you can do to help with the situation. But you are yo. But you say every now so say upon one answer can but me wa
But I am Renasto.
oh, Auntie Christina see interest.
Yeah, that's it. That's Nyami shall be and you may only action or very informative. Na in him says silence is not an option. What you're saying, yes, so Nyami Adumo, we will talk about it and get treatment. Nyami shall doctor, shall bow your busia, you may only action Nyami shall. I don't know my share or lie so Nyami in shrine, and I say, and you may in Nayaba Amana Yefe. Nyame Enshrine. Yɛde aseda nso ma Yonkodo Radio, Yonkodo TV. kwesi ade bi enyumre oba na de yesua wa ha no wɔde to YouTube ɛma yɛn nti adɔfo no wɔn a ɛntini ama no yɛnka nhyerɛ wɔn mo silence is not an option yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛtumi asan akɔ back asan akɔtie the data ɛde ma yɛn wɔn a ama nso yɛbɛtumi asan akɔtie nyame nhyira yɛn sɛ enyimire yi yɛbaeɛ nyame adom a next week nso so 5 to 6 yɛbɛhyia ɛwɔ live so nti yɛbɛma data wɔahyira de adɔfo a yɛahyia mu ha ne abusua nyinaa hyɛ nyame nsa yɛnim sɛ yɛn nyinaa no yɛnam depression ahodoɔ mu nyame mmoa yɛn na ɔnka yɛn ho na ɛberɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛsiki treatment no ɔnom yɛn na yɛsiki nti dɔkta mpatwɔ bɛtumi ahyira yɛn ɛwɔ nice
Yo, Auntie Bedase, na okay, you're more pie. In Japan was true. That was what we are here, my. That was it. I was so aba. Yes, so say Kayaho. Na boy. The NTS say, oh boy, say, be ye be ye. And so, Sabonia, ye need and you may be see a queen. Wama, and the force in India, what's me the bois, and the treaty, and the boy. And so, no, ye santia, and you who say, put me a ding na ye. Now, so no, the people also, as we get bravo do be and to the bra, but when you know so no, near call one so I wait my boy and son chain, let me and why here. Rade, a do more yesterday. Say, see to dear Eddie may be no so, yes, sure, second. Na ye ntimi ntutu ya na mo eye ye so e de ye kra e shosa boy ho ban ai ho ma se ko se be se share o wadunti amen
amen nyame ma heda yi nyinaa ho ase ne nyame adom a ibɛhyia next week nyame nka yi nyinaa ho amen
Amen.